The Wood Shop is sponsored by ChefwareKits, with hundreds of items for wood turners. All right, welcome back. Hey, I made a drop spindle and put a paint chip in it for Robin. She lives in Minnesota, and she made me this beautiful knitted fish hat. You see the eyes and the fin and everything. Thank you so much. Oh, there's a note in here. Let me take a look at that. Dear Kelsey, your dad made me a beautiful drop spindle. I saw your video and know how much you like pink. All right, Robin, thank you very much. She loves it, and it is very pretty pink. All right, let's get started. All right, I made this one about 10 years ago, and my idea was I was going to weave and read around the Purple Heart slats here, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But anyway, somebody wanted me to make one and do it all out of wood, so that's what we're going to do. I have a couple of maple discs here. I just took a Forstner bit and drilled down into them, and this one's going to be the bottom, so I only need one spot, but this is going to be a top, and it's going to be hollow up here, so I had put them on both sides. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the bottom first, and I will take this apart and use these to weave in the new one. All right, I'm just going to take the roughing gouge and true it out first. And then switch to a bowl gouge here. Okay, I'm just going to hollow out the inside of it. All right, so you need to leave this pretty thick, because there's going to be a lot of pressure pushing against this, and you don't want this to snap. So I'm going to just come in with my small parting tool here now. And it's the same width as my reeds. Okay, so you want to go down there in there quite a ways. The further down in there you're going to get, the better support you'll have. So I got about a ½ inch or so. And that should be plenty. So I'm going to sand this up and then we'll do the top. All right, there we go. And I haven't put a finish on it yet. I do have a little crack there. I filled that with CA glue. Hopefully that won't be a problem. It kind of chipped out there, but you're not going to see that. So then your reeds just stick down in there, and you want them to go in pretty tight so they're not flopping around. And then you can, depending on what you're using, Purple Heart probably is not the best for this. I just had this, so I'm going to use it. And then you can bend them, you know, however you want. So anyway, it's not going to be that tall. It's only just going to be a short one. Okay, and one other thing, if you want them to be evenly spaced all the way around, the top and the bottom diameter need to be the same, or you would fill up the top if it was smaller before, and then they'd be spaced way out down here. So just keep that in mind, depending on what look you're going for. If you want them to be even, do the diameter the same on both of them. All right, let's do the top. Right, so here's the jig I made when I was doing these, and I just took and cut strips on the table saw. Then I set up a feather board on it, and I just fed them through. All right, and I just keep moving the feather board until I got the thickness that I wanted, but that's about it. So I just set a belt sander down on it, traced around, put these stops in here. It's in there sturdy, and it's pretty easy to make, but definitely there's an intake on the back side of this, so drill some holes in so it can get air when you're running it. But okay, let's put this thing together. All right, so I cut them to length. I only have a few of these maple strips, and I don't have my table saw set up to make any more. So I adjusted for the groove here. And so what I'm going to do is I actually threw these in the kiln for a little bit. So I'm just going to go like that and weave my way around and stop certain point and bring the next one in. Try not to break them. Ooh. All right, I'm going to wrestle with this. All right, it just won't work, so I'm gonna fill it. I went ahead and went every two. I cut the maple ones down and went 2 Purple Hearts and 1 maple. It's still gonna look hideous. I don't know, but anyway, look at that piece of maple. I mean, it's, you know, I need to figure out something to do with it, but isn't that gorgeous? Let me spend another half an hour trying to get the top on it, and I'll be back. All right, there we go. I have no idea what it is. It's for spinning bingo balls, I guess. Anyway, somebody wanted me to put a little clock up in the corner for, see how long it took. Like half an hour I fought with this thing trying to get it together. I probably tried to do this before, and that's why it was sitting there on the shelf. I think using reed for basket weaving would be your best bet. It just bends a lot easier. You soak that stuff in water. I even tried putting a couple of strips in the microwave to get them, and they do bend a lot more, but they still, it's just too tight. Maybe it's too tight of a circle. Any help on this would be greatly appreciated. I'm not sure what else to do other than take it apart and use that beautiful piece of maple for something. So I appreciate it. And as always, if you have suggestions, leave them in the comments. And if you make something like this, I would love to see it. But thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it. Take care.